Every single person in this world has a story to share. Your story is your superpower, and it's unique to you. In sharing it with the world, you can impact millions of people. If you keep it to yourself, you are doing the world a disservice. This is Dela. I'm the host of Dela's Voice, and I help you share your superpower with the world.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Dela's Voice Sunday Live Talk Show. Once again, it is absolutely my pleasure and my honor to have this platform where I can bring stories that will inspire you, inform you, motivate you, and they will add to your life. They will uplift you. It is an absolute pleasure, I have to say, to be able to do this every single week. So thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope that you find it as beneficial as I do every week. Fertility, procreation. We feel as if that is our right. I remember when I was 30 and my husband and I decided to get pregnant. Nothing really was bothering me about the fact that maybe, just maybe, I wasn't going to be able to get pregnant. I didn't even think about that. I think I took it for granted, as do a lot of people. What we don't know is that a lot of couples are in trouble when it comes to fertility. They face issues, they face problems, and today's guest is an expert in this field. I'm going to talk about my guest. If you find this talk helpful, please share it with your friends, because I can tell you there's a lot of people out there who are in need of this information. My guest is Pantea Kalhor. Pantea is a best-selling author, a fertility and PTSD coach, show host, and podcaster. After 2 years struggling with fertility issues and going back and forth to fertility clinics and diagnosed with unexplained infertility, she gave up on expensive IVF and conventional treatments and resumed living her life as normal. As a certified life coach, PTSD CBT coach, project manager, and software engineer, she finally discovered a mind-hacking technique and followed a holistic treatment. And surprisingly, she finally naturally conceived and gave birth to her healthy baby girl when she was over 40. Then Pantea integrated her own mental technique to other holistic, medical, and Chinese medicine treatments by interviewing experts in her podcast, and created her book and her own fertility blueprint. Pantea can help couples to find their own missing piece of the puzzle to fertility by following her step-by-step guidance. You can visit her on her website, panteakalhor.com. Ladies and gentlemen, Pantea is launching a book. Her celebration of her launch is on May 4th. And she's my friend and a fellow podcaster and an influencer. So it is absolutely my pleasure to have this next hour with her and really benefit from her words of wisdom, her experience, and let's see how we can touch this world today. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome my friend Pantea Kalhor on Dela's Voice. Hello, my
Hi,
friend.
hi everyone. Hi Dela. Thank you for creating. I like that.
How are you today?
Oh, good. I'm very good.
You're very
Yeah,
excited,
I
I
had
know.
a
This
great
amazing,
walk in the morning after rain, and I really enjoy that.
beautiful.
Yes,
Pantea, you're very excited about this amazing book that's coming out. This has been a project for you. I would say a heart project.
yes, it was a hard project.
Yeah,
And actually, this book has been launched in January 6th in digital format. And since then, we hit bestseller 2 times.
amazing.
Yeah, and 2 days ago, we were featured in Fox, and I was featured with my contributors because they are also part of the book. So I mentioned all of the contributors inside the media because they really supported me, helped me to write this book. Without them, I couldn't add so much value to this book.
Amazing. So congratulations on this amazing success. 2 times bestseller since January. What does that tell you, Pantea? What does that mean?
Bestseller means that there is such a demand for
Mm-hmm.
this topic, and many people are actually looking for getting pregnant, especially when they are over 40, because it's a bit more difficult. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but it's a bit more difficult. And the reason is not only the fertility problems, there are other pieces that are related to these fertility problems. So that's the meaning of bestseller. It means there are more demands, and that's why I thought that it's better I have two other version of this book, like print version, paperback, and the hardcover. But this time I also added a lot of review from experts, fertility experts and holistic medicine practitioners, and I give the book to them to review and give me some feedback. And also they also added their own thoughts to these books. That's why I could publish it again with the changes in a more powerful and resourceful format.
This is a passion for you. I can tell, like, you are relentless. You work so hard in bringing information on specifically the topic of fertility, but you have so many other shows and they're all amazing and
Thank
so
you.
impactful. But this particular topic is really, really your passion, isn't it?
Yes, because I've been there and I touched the issue. I knew as soon as I held my baby in my arms, I told myself I have a mission to accomplish. And I saw that there are some missing puzzle in fertility, and people think that IVF can do the miracle, but it's not like that, especially when you are over 40 of age. I tell you why. The reason is body work as a whole. So if one part of your body is not cooperating with the team, so is not functioning very well, all of our body organs are related to each other. Let's say you can believe if you have gut issue, you may have fertility issue. If you have some problem in your, let's say, any internal organs in your body, you may have fertility. If you have asthma, you may have fertility issues. Any inflammation in your body, anything that creates a stress, something out of the nature, may create this problem. And it's not only fertility. That's why I'm sending these people my message, because I had a lot of interviews since then when I started podcasting last year. And I just realized this message is not only related to having a baby, it can go to chronic disease, any chronic disease. That's why I'm writing another book later about the chronic disease. And my purpose is bringing this awareness that holistic medicine and medical, like conventional medicine, should work together, and they are not separate from each other.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, even my clients, a lot of clients I have worldwide, in Europe, in um, Canada, US, and some of them even don't believe holistic medicine. They think that they have to take the medication, they have to go to IVF. So they don't know, they are not aware that there are some deep underlying issues that they have to discover. Other than that, they have to suffer from their chronic disease for years and just take the medication for temporary um, relief.
Yes, it's like a band-aid.
Exactly.
So I totally believe that, and I too believe that our body is it works as a whole, and so if one part is suffering, it would definitely have an effect on the other parts of our body. So in order for it all to function well, we need to keep it all like a well-oiled machine, and so. Some of what you're talking about is not even just physical. I mean, you also talk about mental health, emotional health, right? Emotional health, and also spiritual health.
Exactly. So mind and body are related together. I tell you, what are these missing pieces of puzzle? First of all, um, if you don't believe that you're gonna heal, and you feel that a medication may help you, there you have to think about yourself. You're not confident enough to help your body to get better, right? So this is like a body mind connection to each other. And then that's why I'm also PTSD coach, because I believe if you have childhood trauma, if something bad happened to you um, in early in your life, or even during before pregnancy, that may happen again. You may have infertility issues, and if you go to dig into it, there are a lot of science-based research about this, and there are a lot of holistic based approach as well. So the science base is hormone imbalance. Let's say if you have childhood trauma, you are hurt, you don't feel peaceful, so that's what you cannot have uh, you cannot have um, good hormone balance. Your cortisol balance is not right, so that one affect other hormones, except and including fertility, right? So it's not only physical, you have to look at other issues. So that's why when I talk to my clients, I have a long assessment to go through, and through those assessment I ask about their PTSD or emotional trauma, because I've been there, and I already talk
I know
about it
your story, and
in another show.
yeah, of course, and
Yeah.
it's a very powerful story, and so you totally believe that a big part of your infertility was because of your past hurt and the PTSD.
Yes, I believe in it. Yeah, because uh, I already recovered from that PTSD, but because I learned how to recover, so I didn't let myself to go through those cycle again. And another great thing about this, because I'm also engineer, a software engineer, so I know how we have something called reverse engineer. I don't know if you heard about it.
I've heard of reverse engineering. So explain what that means exactly.
Yes, reverse engineer means what they do. Let's say there is a car, they see how it works, and they, from the functionality, they go and actually manufacture that car, right? That's our body as well. There are some conventional way to recover from PTSD, but I always say reverse engineer to those. Let's say you should feel safe to start the conventional PTSD recovery. And then you have to go through these steps one by one. But uh, in reverse engineering, I said you feel that you are safe already. You feel that you already in release mode. Instead of going to this road in a long period of time, you can feel that you are already there. You are already released yourself. That's why yielding really works. When you surrender something, you feel less stress, and you feel that you're already there. That's why a lot of couples, when they have fertility problems, they give up, they surrender. That's reverse engineering. They go to that release mode already. So when you know that, why don't you go to the release mode from the beginning before even going through this road? So in this book, actually, I have a lot of techniques, proven techniques, that you can go there without even taking so long to go to the conventional PTSD recovery.
Um, conventional PTSD recovery, as opposed to reverse engineering. So, what would that look like? What would a conventional PTSD recovery look like? Without going into too much detail.
Yeah, I don't want to go to detail, but as you say, you have to feel peace, and then you work on yourself. It takes time to learn how to confront triggers, and then you go to release mode. The release mode is the moment that you start working on yourself, right? But when you are reverse engineering, you on one time you just say, okay, don't worry about this, just give up on all of the treatments, and then sit with yourself and enjoy for a moment, like go and focus on your five sense when you have triggers, and distract yourself from what's happening. Like what I had, I always thought somebody's following me. Then I started reverse engineering. Okay, I don't want to say, no, I don't see it. Or, no, I said to myself that, okay, I'm in the release mode, and I'm just like walking like other normal people. And I'm really enjoy the five sense focus. What I'm doing, I distract myself from my different senses to go to something else. Let's say I see some like a flower on the way. Oh, that flower is so nice. Let's just smell it. Let's just see it. Or I hear music on the way or something. So I try to just focus on my five sense to distract myself from what is happening right now. And it really helps. Every time I had triggered with that problem, I always do this reverse engineering and go to release mode, and then finally your mind is trained and is not going to go back anymore again.
That makes so much sense. So you practice mindfulness to take you to the present moment, to get you away from your fear and anxiety. I didn't know this about you, Pantea. I didn't know you were paranoid that someone was following you all the time.
For a while, when I told you, as soon as I had that accident that somebody threatened me with knife point. For some time I had this nightmare that somebody is following me, and then I went to Australia and studying another, like my master degree. One day I'm coming back from the shopping mall, and some young people attacked me, and they robbed my wallet. And I told myself, why this happened to me again? And then I get back to myself. I see, because I raised this mental following accident all the time in my mind. So I have to erase it somehow.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't matter where you live or where you go. If these thoughts is with you all the way, you may have it
You,
repeatedly in your life.
we attract what we think
Exactly.
about most of the
Exactly.
time, right?
Yeah.
So that makes so much sense. Wow. Let's go through the comments and let's see who's here. If you're watching this and
Oh,
give
you
us
have
a
lots
comment,
of comments.
give us a comment and let us know your experience, what you think about this topic. And there's a lot of myths about fertility and infertility, and we're going to debunk some of those myths today too with Pantea, because you have so much knowledge about this, because you've interviewed a whole lot of people on this topic. So Debbie's here with us. Good afternoon to you too, Debbie. Farida's here. That's my mom. Pantea Farida is my mom. She's always watching. Debbie says congratulations to you. Sarah's here. Welcome to, hello again. Welcome to our home. It's Sarah. Hi, sweetheart. Sarah, the other Sarah, Sarah Rahimi, the author of Little Sarah of Tehran's here. Two amazing women. She says, thank you. Congratulations on your book as well, Sarah. Debbie says this is an important topic. Yes, it is. Marianne says mental health and energy are super important. And Furzan says hello, and hello to you. Marianne says, I have helped people with fertility issues through meditation and yoga.
Yeah.
So it is kind of along the same line to bring that level of mindfulness, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah,
go ahead. So I was gonna ask you actually for a little bit of statistics, because for a lot of people like myself who got pregnant, no problem. Honestly, so the day I decided to get pregnant, I went and saw my doctor and I said, okay, so I want to get pregnant. So she said, okay, start these, whatever, I think they were folic acid or whatever. So start taking these and we'll see. And I said, what do you mean we'll see? I'm going to get pregnant. Like, just tell me what days I'm more prone to getting pregnant. And that's that. And she said, Dela, it's not as simple as that. I said, no, of course it's simple. So anyways, and I got pregnant, and I think I always took it for granted that, this is a big deal. This is an issue for a lot of people. So tell us about some of those statistics, Pantea, since I know you've been in this for a while and you have so much knowledge and your experience. What does it tell you? What are some statistics?
So around 1 million couple worldwide diagnosed with fertility issues. They go to fertility centers and they pay a lot of money with no success. Among 1/3 of them are diagnosed with unexplained infertility, right? So let me correct this. Fertility centers are not always bad, right? If your body is ready, it can receive the treatment. But if you have some if you have some underlying issues, you may have some fertility issues together. So that's why you need to holistically go through this and see what is the missing puzzle of your problem. First of all, I have some reflection, Dela, on you. I think I can hear my voice. Do you have the resolution?
No, I'm good. I don't hear. Let's ask the audience. Do you have our sound properly? Do you have an echo coming in? Could you let us know how you're hearing us, if this is good? Anything on my
Okay.
yeah, but I know it can be frustrating when you hear an echo. It's really it's really awful. So Debbie says it is a big hardship for many. My daughter took 3 years to get pregnant and lots of tears. It was so hard on me to see her that way, because I think again, Debbie thought sex and then get pregnant. That's what I thought. So yes, so apparently there's a bit of an echo on your side.
Yes.
So I don't know how we can fix that. Any ideas?
Actually, when I talk, if you mute it, it's gonna be okay.
I can do that. Okay,
Yes.
so go ahead.
Yes, actually, I love to read some quotes from this book. Everybody, this is the book. So, from all of my contributors here, who are medical doctors, and some of them holistic medical medicine practitioner, like acupuncture. I have naturopathy doctors, I have psychologists, I have functional medicine, which I tell you later how functional medicine can help and why do you have to trust it. I have a lot of beautiful quotes here. Let's say from Dr. Jonna Lewis. I loved her interview because she's a naturopathy doctor and she went through hormone imbalance with her talk. I had two talk about the hormone imbalance, and Janelle was one of them. But she also mentioned about the PTSD and childhood trauma, which can affect this balance. She said, when I test my patient's thyroid function, at minimum, I run these 5 tests: thyroid stimulating hormone, TSH, free T3, free T4, antithyroid peroxide antibodies, and anti-thyroglobulin antibodies. You see, when the problem with the thyroid is that I have the same thing with my clients. They come to me and they said, okay, we tested thyroid, everything was normal. I said, no, it's not like that. You have to see first, what do you define normal? How do you define normal? Is it very close to the boundary? Then you have to be worried about it, because you should be in optimal range, not normal. And in my book, I actually talk about what is the optimal range and what is normal range. And that's the mistake for many other balances in your body. And the problem with the conventional blood test in laboratories is that they don't go deeply to your whole panel. So that's why you need to take a very holistic blood test, which can be done in functional medicine. And it's not, you cannot order it in conventional medicine. It's so easy for a doctor to tell you unexplained infertility. And if I feel so sad and angry sometimes, because they don't go deeply to the body as a whole. And you can't believe, I had a client, she was 47. She got pregnant at 47 age. They were struggling for 20 years, 20 years, just for some simple mistake of the doctor. And that makes me so unhappy, because I see you go to IVF to have this beautiful baby, and you pay a fortune, right? A lot of expense with no success. And you repeat the same process over and over again without noticing that there are some underlying issues. If you want to go to IVF, that's fine, but go to your body first. Check it first. Some people should go to IVF because for them it's better, and they have some issues in the reproductive function that should go for with IVF. But the problem is, let's say you are in 40s, you're very worried, and you say, okay, that's my last chance, I'm gonna do IVF, and nothing happened. Because if you are in this cycle for a long time, it means there is an issue there. There is something in your body. You may have asthma. You can't believe it. My asthma was blocked here. I had fibroids. Fibroids, if it's not on reproductive, if it's not a blocker in your functionality, it's okay. But again, in traditional Chinese medicine, fibroid is not a good thing, and you need to treat it. Inflammation, the diet you are always doing, you see. And I have other pieces of this book. The pregnancy diet should be started 3-6 months before conception, and ideally also entails changing into a healthier lifestyle overall. Katinka Bench, she's a culinary nutritionist, and she has a really great instruction inside the book, what to eat, what you shouldn't eat. And yes, that's true. That's what I always tell my clients. You need at least 120 days to get your body ready for your way. Because sometimes say, oh, I don't have time. I have to go IVF right now, or I have to go to fertility treatments right now. If you waited for a long time, 120 days is nothing. Right? It's better you go with the readiness rather than just going there and have a failure. I had a client, and that's interesting. She was really worried, and she had a lot of workload. The problem with with the fertility issues most of the time is workload, because it take all of your energy. I tell you later what the energy means there. And I told her, you are so what? She said, no, this is the last IVF I can do. I have to do it. I said, okay, go ahead with this, but you have to find your underlying issues. Let's talk and go for it. And she failed after the last one, and she was so worried. She said, I cannot do it anymore. I said, your body, with all the analysis that I did with you, just needs some balance. And you have a lot of these drugs with you. All of this medication you take actually imbalance your body, right? So you need to have a detoxification first. You need to have a really good balance on your hormones, and then you need to go to a great diet, go to the functional medicine, see what is those panels that you can do. Usually food sensitivity and maybe issue, you have to go and check your GI, which is a gut issues. And then you see there are lots of things beside it. It's not only fertility, it's not only fibroid or endometriosis, PCOS. These are not the main issues. You have other problem in your body. And again, I have too many of this, so many good things. Oh, I love Dr. Adrienne Lara. She is a gynecologist, and she actually believes that you need to connect with your patient. It's not a really good idea. You just go and give the instruction to your patient. You should build this connection. And then she said, whatever your diagnosis, try to accept it. Try to see it as a gift that is you. Embrace your diagnosis as what is part of you, as your brown eyes or height, and accept as part of your journey. So she already had the same issue, like fertility issue. And the doctor said, you are diagnosed with unexplained infertility. And she said, no, I don't believe it. By the time I'm not going through the menopause, I'm going to try it. And she was a doctor as well, right? And that's why she actually go to some holistic journey to just remove the blockers of her mind and body, and connect her body and mind together. Even the medical doctors, look at them. Most of the people inside the book, first of all, they are really respected, well known in the world. They are very valuable, and I love them. And most of them have in this issue. Let's say if you have a PTSD issue, it's easier for you to talk to somebody who has the PTSD. Or if you have fertility issues, you can actually do a lot of recommendation to somebody who has the same issue, right? In a very simple word. You don't need to complicate it. It's not complicated, believe me. There are a lot of ways that you still can have your baby.
Thank you so much. Those are awesome information. As you're talking, I'm thinking, okay, 1/3 unexplained fertility, 1/3. That's over 300,000 people.
Yeah.
I mean, 300,000 couples. And so my question to you is this. So how much is an IVF? First of all, how much does a IVF cost,
Oh my goodness, that's a fortune. First of all, the problem with the fertility treatment is never covered with OHIP in Canada. And I'm not sure, maybe in some states in US, they may accept it. I'm not really sure. I'm talking about Canada, and it's so expensive. Even if you are less than 43-year-old, you can still get one funded IVF, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't pay anything. You still have to pay for your medication. Even with funded IVF, you have to pay around $11,000. And then you see again amount, the same amount for the process, more than like around 20,000 for each round. Can you believe this? People just thinking if they pay this 20,000, they're gonna get pregnant and have their baby. But please, before going to this expensive road, look at yourself. You are beautiful as a person, as a female. You have a power inside you. You have some disconnectivity, then you should find it. Let's say all of our body is wires to each other. If some pieces are missing this connectivity, you may have fertility issue or chronic disease. I have a great doctor here again in my book. Her name is Dawn Garrison, Dr. Dawn Garrison. She's Oriental medicine doctor, acupuncturist, and traditional Chinese medicine. And that's interesting. I have an interview with her 7 p.m. on May 4, and the interesting topic is I have Dr. Adrienne Lara, which is Western medicine practitioner, and I have Dr. Dawn Garrison. She's Eastern medicine doctor. I try to show you how this combination can come together. And Dr. Dawn Garrison saying there is a connection between your heart and your womb. It's called, I don't remember now. I forgot. Okay, don't worry. So this connection should be strong. So if your heart is broken, this connection is broken. So that's why in childhood trauma, you have a disconnected disconnection issue. That's why you will have PTSD, and then you have fertility issues, emotional stress, everything that there are load on your body. Stress is not only being angry, anxious. No, stress can be something out of the nature forced on your body. It can be the food you are eating. Let's say why before, when we were living in a nature, we didn't have fridge, we only eat seasonal fruit, right? Right now we have berries every season, we have watermelon every season, right? But that's the problem. Every fruit is good for its own season, and that's the mistake that we do, because we think, oh, that has a lot of power, that's a vitamin, but it's not. Everything should be taken seasonally. Let's say for ice cream is not a really good thing because it's a dairy product, right? You love it, but another mistake you do, you take ice cream in winter, and this is double stress on your body.
Don't say that. No, we love ice cream. We do. But I can see what you're saying, Pantea. There's so much, it makes so much sense. It makes total sense to me what you're saying. So let's go through some of the comments, okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so you still have that echo?
I don't.
Okay, so I kept muting myself when you were speaking, so hopefully that has resolved. Deborah says they usually test your T3, which is unacceptable. I don't know what that is. T3, do you?
T3, that's for thyroid. That's why I
Okay.
said that you should go to whole panel. Is not only, you know, if you ask your doctor, they do it for you. If you don't, they just go through their own panel, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to ask your doctor. That's what I'm saying to my patients and clients. And I said, I'm not medical doctor. You have to ask them and you have to talk to them. You have to create this connection with them.
Yeah.
What fertility coach doing is if I try to remove their mental blockers, yes, I can order blood tests. I can tell them that you can do this blood test, but I'm not the one who analyze it. They have to go to their doctor. So we try to actually just remove the gap that there is this connectivity between patient and the doctor.
I love how you say you think of yourself as you want to bring awareness to that bridge that connects conventional medicine and holistic approach. And so they work hand in hand. But I think as individuals, we need to take responsibility. Yes, like you said, you go for a blood test and the doctor sends you for the blood test, but if you don't know, you can't ask for that specific thing. So it is absolutely, I think it's in our power, but also our responsibility to ask for what we want. And first step is awareness. So we have to do the proper research and talk to someone like Pantea who can help us and guide us. So Debbie says, I work with a friend who is a scientist that practices functional medicine and comes to speak to
all survivors community.
Survivor. Yes. So I think there's a word.
Yes, functional medicine really helped them. I'm telling you, these are powerful people. Powerful science. And that's why in my shows I always interview them, especially in my green healing show. Most of them are functional medicine, and the next book I'm writing, I included a lot of them there.
You talked about chronic diseases and how your next book is going to be all about chronic diseases and how, it's so connected to the way we feel, to our past traumas. And so recently I've had an experience with a family member who's seeked the help of an integrative medical practitioner and for something, a chronic pain. And the first thing that the person asked was, talk to me about your childhood.
Yes.
And that to me was just like, wow, so many of us are starting to understand that, yes, how we feel physically has so much to do on so many different levels on how we feel emotionally and spiritually and the things that have happened to us and what we carry with us emotionally. So it's exciting, right? It's exciting, Pantea, because more and more people are going that way. They're understanding it now.
Yes. Hopefully, people getting it, because still there are some people like me. To be honest, before having this issue, I didn't know about functional medicine. I didn't know if something like this even exists, and I didn't believe too much about the acupuncture. But then I started going to acupuncture and I felt much, much better. I didn't know about naturopathy, doctor. I didn't know that what does homeopathy do. The problem is some people go to wrong advices, like some practitioner. I mean, the practitioner should be licensed in the states that you're living. But some people go to just a few months training and they say they are holistic practitioner, especially in some countries, there are not too much information about this. And that's why these are a lot of abused about these terms. But if you see in Canada, we are very fortunate because we have, even in US, we have even college and universities that they are talking about this.
Listen, we could talk about this forever, right? Like this is such a great topic. And Debbie says so she says we need to be our own advocates, and I agree. Yes, we do need to be our own advocates. So she says she would love to connect you to her scientist friend if you like. She's incredible.
Sure. I'd love to, whoever about the functional medicine, I'd love to have her on my show. I will have initial interview with her or him. And because I'm writing this book, and not only the book, I have podcasts and shows about called Green Healing Show, which is live on Fridays. Every day I have show and different topics.
Yeah. How many different shows do you have?
The first show I have on Monday, author promotion show. And the author promotion show, because I'm author, I'm three times best-selling author. And that's why I help authors to get the bestseller status. Not only bestseller status, I can help them feature themselves in media. So I do a lot of branding with them, as I did for myself. So I help them do that, because best-selling status is a little bit tricky. You can be bestseller in free promotion. You can be bestseller in the paid promotion, you can get the bestseller tag from Amazon, and that just help you to be recognized as an authority. But there are other pieces that you have to learn how to build your business. So that's why I help authors to do this in different version of my book. I have this book for Green Healing Show coming. I don't want to say about the name yet. It's secret, but I'm gonna announce it very soon. I'm starting it already, and I have some contributors, brilliant people that are medical doctors and functional medicine practitioners inside the book about the chronic disease. I will have another book about the PTSD. This is my passion, to help people with mental problem. And again, I have some interviewees that they are really interested to be part of the book. I just need to announce it very soon. Yeah, if you
yes, you do have other shows as well.
Yes, I tell you. The Tuesday one, all of them mostly on 7 p.m., unless I have European interviewees that I do it at 2 p.m. And the Tuesday fertility empowerment show I have. Wednesday I have entrepreneurs for job reinvented show. I promote entrepreneurs. On Thursday I have PTSD self-healing show. That I said is about PTSD. On Friday I have Green Healing Show. That is my favorite show as well.
You're doing so much, and you're doing so much to impact the world. I just admire you so much, Pantea. Thank you so much for everything you do. I want to play that little clip for your book, and I want you to talk about the celebration launch, okay? So if you're watching this, please connect with Pantea. Get on one of her shows as it relates to you, because she's amazing and she does everything she can to promote you, to bring light to what you do. That's that's the kind of person she is. So I'm just going to play that little video 1 second. And there we go. And then we're going to come back and you can talk about the launch date. Your reproductive power. I like that.
Yeah.
So tell us about the what's happening on May 4th.
Okay. So I have I'm showcasing some of these contributors there. I have let me show you. I have my own acupuncturist. His name is Ryan Langenecker, and he really helped me to go through this process. He is in Toronto. If you have any problem or need acupuncture, he can help you. And we have Adrienne Lara. I'm showcasing her at 7 p.m. As I said, I have 7 p.m. and 2 p.m. spots. At 7 p.m. I have Dr. Adrienne Lara, gynecologist, and there is like a discussion and bridge between Western and Eastern with Dr. Don Garrison. She is Dr. Carol Lowry, naturopathy doctor. She's amazing, one of the most resourceful doctors, because she also have a functional medicine practitioner. She's functional medicine practitioner and acupuncturist and homeopathy doctor. She knows, like, she's a complete package, and she's going to be on the show. She's always supportive. I also have, I'm going to showcasing, as I said, Dr. Dawn Garrison, and she's also one of my contributors, Doctor of Acupuncture, Oriental Medicine. I have Amanda Testa, Sex, Life and Relationship. She's a very successful entrepreneur, and she helps couples have a better connection together. And I also have, who else I have? Oh, Chuling Moy. I love this woman. Chuling Moy is one of the famous acupuncturists in the U.S. And she actually do the traditional Chinese medicine acupuncture. She's gonna be showcased on the show as well. I have Elizabeth King. She's also my business partner. We always have a lot of talk together. We help each other a lot. She's a fertility coach. She's a lovely lady. She had her own fertility problem to go through. And then I have, and I'm showcasing, who else? Yeah, that's it, I guess. On that day, I have Robin Stoltman. She is a spiritual healer, and hypnotherapy helped her to get pregnant. And the point is, she was diagnosed with unexplained fertility, and she didn't believe in it. And I love her story. The interesting point was, she has fertility problems. When I interviewed her in my PTSD show, she talked about her fertility problem. I said, "Oh, you have to be in my book." Because she's amazing. She has a really great story to tell. And other contributors also inside the book, they can go and check.
That's awesome. So this is all happening on May the 4th. If people want to buy your book, Pantea, is it available on your website or is it on Amazon?
No, they can go to Amazon. It's better to buy I have a promotion on digital one right now, is 99 cents, but my purpose right now is not digital, it's print version. And it's gonna be, they can buy it on May 4th.
Okay.
Paperback and
well, the hardcover is beautiful. So show that book again one more time. I love that book.
Yes, sure.
It's beautiful. It makes a great gift. So go to Amazon and buy this book. Pantea is working so hard to just to bring that to someone's life. Pantea, what a gift that is. So Deborah says she would love to be on your show. for
Wow, sure.
entrepreneurs. She has a show called Stroke TV, and May is Stroke Awareness. So she's collaborating with American Heart Association and National Stroke Association. So she's going to be on this show in 2 weeks. 2 weeks today. And so Debbie, connect with Pantea.
Yes, sure.
Great people should connect together so that we can even become greater in what we do. I totally believe in collaboration. I think you do a fantastic job, Pantea. You're collaborating with amazing people all the time, and bringing that knowledge forefront so that the rest of us could understand it easier. And I think that what you said is so true, that things don't have to be complicated. Explanations don't need to be complicated. They can be simple. They can be understood easily. And so, this is where our personal responsibility comes in. This is where we need to be advocates for ourselves. If we don't understand, we reach out and we get help from coaches like Pantea. So perfect. We're out of time. I can't believe we're out of time. 1 hour just goes by so quickly. So I want to give you a couple more minutes to finish off with whatever you like, my dear friend.
Okay, I have just my YouTube channel. I don't know if you put it
Yes,
there.
I had that displaying this entire time, but I'm gonna put that on there right now. There you go.
So my YouTube channel, transition channel, Pantea Kalhor transition channel, they can go and subscribe to see all my shows. For better use of the shows, I put it in playlist because I have 5. All of my viewers say, how can we find in these 5? Is all over again. So no, you can go to the playlist. For each show I have playlist. And then my podcast is called Transition by Pantea Kalhor, which is available in more than 13 podcast platforms. So by connecting to me, you're not only get featured in my podcast and transition channel, but also you have lots of opportunity to grow, and you can be featured in media and my book, so you get a lot of benefits. And then deep connection. I believe podcasting create a lot of deep connection because you go through the person's life story, and that's create a very deep relationship.
Yes, it does. It does. There's a lot of truth to that. I met you, Pantea, on virtual world. I mean, we've never met in person, but I heard your story, and it really I really connected to your story, and I understand why you do what you do. It's from personal experiences that we get the passion we have to do the things we do.
Sorry, I interrupt. We also featured in Fox. I don't know if I
Yes,
told
you
you.
said that,
Yeah.
and I saw. Yeah, I mean, that's really cool. Actually,
Yeah.
I have to say that's really cool. Yeah. You did mention that. So okay, perfect. So I have another viewer here who's watching, Marianne Pageant. Excuse me. You need to connect with Pantea too. Marianne is another amazing entrepreneur who's also an author, and she's I think the two of you will connect really well. So with that, we're out of time, my friends.
Yes, great.
Amazing. I mean, I had a great time with you. Thank you so much for again for all the information you gave us today, with everything you shared today. But thank you for sharing yourself with the world.
Yes.
And for everyone who's been watching us today, thank you for giving us your hour. Thank you for your comments and your experiences that you shared with us. Wish you a fantastic rest of your Sunday. Stay blessed, and we'll see you next time on Dela's Voice.
Thank you so much, Dela. That was perfect. Thank you for what you're doing for the world.
Thank you. And as always, this was Dela's Voice, sparking your soul. Till next time, Here's a couple of words from our sponsors.